This is the legendary tale of how darkness cannot snuff out the light. The tale of Fyore, the kind mage. Now, where were we? Oh yes, Chapter 3, Alchemy and the Dark Descent. While in Windhelm, Fyore decides to aid local residents in small errands in exchange for gold so that he may afford to purchase alchemical ingredients to expand his knowledge of alchemy. Fyore heads to the White Phial, an alchemical shop in Windhelm, and meets Nurds, an ill-tempered Altmer and trained alchemist. After Fyore pays for some alchemy training, Nurds speaks of a rare white phial that is lost in a deep and dangerous cave. Fyore, still light on coin, offers to retrieve the phial for Nurds. Before heading out on this quest, Fyore searches Windhelm for a suitable companion to escort him through the perils that lie ahead. Learning of a powerful mercenary named Stenvar located in the Candlehearth Hall, Fyore attempts to recruit him but fails to do so as Fyore can't afford his services at this time. Instead, Fyore purchases a cheap Staff of Flames and a Mage Light spell from the court wizard in Windhelm to help ward off any ill-mannered enemies on the journey ahead. As Fyore journeys out of Windhelm, he is met by the cold, harsh air of Skyrim. According to Fyore's map, he must travel west of Windhelm towards the cave where the phial is supposedly located. On the road, Fyore is met by several packs of wolves that are warded off with the help of his Staff of Flames. Approaching the cave, Fyore double-checks his map and confirms this is the specified location. Unsure of what lies ahead, Fyore descends into the icy cave where he faces even more wolves, a foe he easily disposes of. However, as Fyore ventures deeper, he grows cautious as the air is laced with a feeling of unease. Now approaching an iron door with Nordic carvings covering its face, Fyore swallows hard as he opens it and slowly ventures down a winding set of wooden stairs. Pressing further into the cave, Fyore hears a guttural noise just up ahead. Quickly casting Mage Light to illuminate the darkened tunnel, Fyore hears the noise again as a large DRAUGR appears from around the corner. A sinking feeling drops in Fyore's stomach as he sees this undead creature stalking about, observing its strong frame. Before Fyore could even think about running away, the DRAUGR sees Fyore and rushes to attack him. Overcome by adrenaline, Fyore instinctively shoots flames from his magical staff and brings the DRAUGR to his knees under the scorching heat. Unfortunately, this was not the last DRAUGR Fyore would face on this quest. In fact, every turn in the descending tunnel led Fyore to another undead enemy. Using long-range attacks to his advantage, Fyore overcomes the hordes of the undead thanks to his magical staff. However, with each blast of flames he uses, the staff slowly loses its enchantment, at which point Fyore would be completely defenseless. The cave proved to be increasingly difficult, leaving Fyore, an older man, wondering if this quest was worth its gold. Unfortunately, turning back became less of an option the further he traveled, as Fyore feared getting lost. Pressing on, Fyore arrives at another iron door where he reluctantly opens it, sensing that what lies ahead was far worse than what he has experienced thus far, to which he was correct. Upon opening the door, an iron sarcophagus in the middle of the small chamber burst open as a monstrous DRAUGR climbed out and locked eyes with Fyore. Perhaps this fight would have been easier if the fight was one-on-one. However, several other DRAUGR appeared out of the darkness and surrounded Fyore. Pushing the enchanted staff to its limits, Fyore fires magical flames as fast as he could at the undead hordes, narrowly escaping with his life. As Fyore scorched his enemies, he pressed into a narrow hallway where he faced the last remaining DRAUGR. Pouring with sweat, Fyore flashes back to when he regained consciousness in the necromancer's cave. Fyore remembered the feeling of adrenaline and the instinct that overtook him as he slayed the evil necromancer. It was the will to live, the will to survive. Catching his breath, Fyore waits for an opening and fires off the last ounce of magic from the staff, killing the last DRAUGR. Fyore collapses from exhaustion and smiles, knowing that he survived. Seeing the Phial at the end of the corridor, Fyore stands himself up and retrieves it and quickly escapes the cave, returning to Windhelm. After barely retrieving the white Phial with his life, Fyore returns to Nuryllion, collects his payment, and returns to the Candlehearth Hall to rest. While speaking with ELDA at the bar, Fyore learns of a magical college in Winterhold that is currently accepting new students. This gains Fyore's interest as his last quest was a struggle due to his limited knowledge of alteration magic. Perhaps this college can assist in his training. Fyore, driven by curiosity, makes way to the Windhelm stables, where he hires transport to the College of Winterhold. Filming this episode of Legends was really amazing in comparison to the previous two episodes. This episode really started off completely different than the way I wrote it. I wrote out Fyore's entire story from start to finish. It took me about 3 weeks, but when I began filming episode 3, I felt that I needed to go deeper into the White Phial quest. Originally, I used the White Phial as a very brief moment in chapter 3 to develop Fyore, but as I began filming this episode, I wanted to go deeper and actually explore the struggle that he has in fighting. We know that Fyore is an old man. He's not violent, although he does hate those who oppress others, specifically the necromancer and others that you'll find out later in the story. But Fyore is typically not violent, so using the White Phial quest and pitting him in a position where he had to defend himself was unique for his story. We start off with the battle against the pack of wolves. That was a way to introduce the viewer into Fyore's capabilities. He didn't struggle so much against the wolves with the aid of his fire staff, but when it came to the undead, which is the most humanoid thing yet that Fyore has faced aside from the necromancer, we see that there was definitely more struggle. He couldn't hire anybody to help him. That's a really key component. And in fact, the lack of money is kind of what is driving him right now to go on these very dangerous quests. So it's kind of a catch-22. I would say overall, behind the scenes, the story kind of got away from me in a good way. You know, like I said, I originally wrote this episode really focusing on alchemy and focusing on just a few character development points, but it really got away from me when I began filming the actual quest. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a like, a comment, follow. We've got several more seasons of this kind of content coming out. And so far we're looking at about 24 episodes for season 1. And the goal is to finish 1 episode every week. So your support is amazing. Thank you guys. Stay blessed and talk to you later. Bye.